Welcome.
God bless America.
Yes, welcome back to another episode of the Scuttlebutt Podcast. TSP The Scuttlebutt Podcast, that is. I'm not allowed to say the Scuttlebutt Podcast.
We can't say that other thing, man. We'll get in trouble.
I forgot. I slipped. Sorry, guys.
From the copy boy.
So today, Andrew and I were sitting with Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe.
Yes. How you doing today, buddy?
Shock and awe.
Oh, doing really good.
All right. So our format is usually just after we introduce everybody, we get your story, and then we talk about what you got going on in life today. So usually we start with why you joined the military, and what branch, and your rank, your rate, all the good stuff, and where were you deployed? Where'd you go? What did you do? All the good stuff. So Mark, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Mark, who are you?
I am Mark Peterson, Mark E. Peterson. I was in the military for 14 years. Did my basic down at Fort Leonard Wood. Was on a howitzer. I was going to say 63B. I worked into the 63B as well, but I was a 13B. Worked on the 1908s and like 14 years. I'm going to say I was lucky enough that I was never actually really deployed. And I say that, and only in the fact that in 1989 there might have been a little movement down in Central America that not many people will remember and or get to talk about. So that was a 7-day excursion of night movements is what that was. And so and so then going into 2000, I got out in 2002, right at probably a time I really didn't want to get out, but I had 2 children under the age of, one was born August 2nd, one was born August 3rd within a year. And I had gotten a job contract to teach in a school district here in Minnesota. And just with all the pieces I put in place, we ran command with the 34th Division Field Artillery Red Bulls out of Minnesota. And a gigantic portion of our troops went over to the Middle East. And it was a piece that I dealt with a ton of, I don't know, it's kind of survivor's remorse, but I mean, just the fact that my buddies were going and I didn't get a chance to be part of that. And I watched a lot of families fall apart during that time while I stayed home and trying to kind of keep all the pieces together. And Minnesota was absolutely abused over the next 12 years with the deployments that they had. And so I kind of stayed here and did what I could to help and support.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we actually got a guy in our post. He's a TAC-P in the Minnesota National Guard. His name is Kyle James. If he's watching, shout out to you, Kyle. But he is probably up there. He goes like every once in a while. He's a realtor down here in Tennessee, but every once in a while he'll pop up to Minnesota and he'll do his Secret Squirrel TAC-P Air Force, whatever they do, kind of thing.
So he still reports to Minnesota?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I didn't realize that.
I did 4 years of that where I was in Cody, Wyoming, and I would come back to Minnesota and do my stuff in Minnesota.
Huh.
That's awesome, man.
So what
didn't you go to Korea for a little bit?
No, Korea. We did some just annual trainings. We did one annual training in Korea.
Okay.
Training.
What year did you go in?
First question, what year I went in? 1988.
Oh, okay. I got you.
What was your question?
How long were you in Korea?
It was 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that qualifies you for the VFW.
That qualifies. Sorry, dude. I had to ask, and we had to get it on tape, and we got him right now, and so that qualifies. 30 plus days.
You need 30 days to be in Korea.
I'm sorry. Hey, we voted on you a long time ago, man. It's just we're doing this March Madness here in Tennessee, and we're each post goes up against each other, and it's up to the retention and the membership percentage that qualifies you to go to the next round. So it's kind of like the basketball, and then it's divisions. Like we're in the Puller division, and then there's the Mitchell division, the Eisenhower, and then 2 conferences. And so we're going to go up against Brian Walker, who you met in his post.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see you April 8th and 9th, because Travis Parrington is going to be there too for our Operation TP Pyramid.
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, I know. You're writing it down. I know. I'm sorry. I should have said it to you like a long time ago.
You got I have to check some dates because I know we're going down to Texas to be to the Chatto Foundation to help support that event down there. So I just got to make sure we got we're in a great place, with the People's Patriot Project, and the fact that we, with our boots on the ground organization and our affiliations, we're actually having to say no to some stuff. Which I hate doing. I hate doing because that is my favorite part of our mission, is getting out there and putting paws on people across the country and just networking and developing a plan and getting. I mean, since we started, and I only think we've been in our network together for about a year, Andrew and we've been in the same spot 3 times in this last year.
Yeah, you came to see Chris Turner twice. Right? Twice.
And Kansas City, when we fed you there.
Oh, yeah, in Kansas City, that's right. And hey, the convention next this summer, same place. So if you want to come on by, I think we're going to get an Airbnb. I've got a wedding, which is funny. The convention is the 16th and 21st. I've got a wedding to do in Ohio on the 17th, and then I'm flying to Missouri to continue on with the conference. It's crazy, man. One of my Marines, he just called me. It's been a year since I married him. And so, 5 years. And so he's doing like a really big wedding, and he wants me there. So Commander Fleek, when you go, I'll be a day late. I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. It's all good, man. So what is the People's Patriot? Can you explain what you guys do?
Absolutely.
Yes, Mark. What is the People's Patriot Project, sir?
So our real title, or our real name, is called We the People, the People's Patriot Project. We wanted to make sure that I think in my brain, innately, our country, absolutely love it. I have one on my chest. You don't want to see.
You guys are so moto, man. Well, wait, hold on. So do I. Yeah, that's right.
We wanted to make sure, I think in my head, and this is the development of the organization, was that people really are interested in our country and get politics out of there, get the nonsense out of there. We believe that, or I believe that we know right from wrong, and we know that there was a driven force from the beginning in the 1700s to drive us to where we are. This is a 300-year project, and there is no democracy on earth that has established the role that America, the United States, has done. And I have I'm a high school teacher as well, and so history kind of plays a big role in this. But originally, the whole plan came together when I was working as a firefighter right after my enlistment. I was realizing that these firefighters that are working for their communities as volunteer firefighters, everything about them they were giving. So when you're a volunteer fire department, not all, but a gigantic portion of them, they're giving their personal resources, their money, their hard-earned cash to buy PPE, to buy apparatus, to buy and facilitate the facilities. They're buying their training. And at the end of the week, everyone gathers in the backyard of someone's house and they burn some dogs and they drink some beers, and life is good for them. But at the same time, these guys and gals are visiting trauma on a weekly basis. A lot of those volunteer fire departments are both EMS and fire certified. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks that we need to provide a facility for these people to go, and I call it recalibration. Whether it is just put your feet up, have nothing to worry about in the background. We do a program through the People's Patriot Project called Lighten the Load, where we will help work with you got rent issues? Do you have utility issues? Do you have car issues? What is one thing we can take out of your rucksack that you can focus on other things? So one of the things that we also do is what we call recalibration weekends, where we take the family and we wine and dine them in the metro area, all food, door-to-door services with limo and or chauffeured car.
Nice.
We give them a weekend when they're with their family. We take the kids away from mom and dad for a little bit, and we take them down to Dave and Buster's and let them do their thing for a little bit, and let mom and dad go kind of relax and do their thing for a little bit. It's just a weekend where, we don't have to worry or think or about a thing. Is the problem still there? Yes. So we counsel through the process. We work through what can we take out of your rucksack and help you with, and we try to build. So what makes us unique, and I bounce all over the place, so I apologize, but this is really what
I'm the same way, dude. I'm a freaking squirrel, dude. I'm the same way. It's okay. It's cool. I understand you.
So we insist in being boots on the ground, and I know a lot of people use that verbiage, but we're in the mix. We are rubbing elbows with the people that may have some struggles. The other part of it is we build relationships, and sometimes that's a tough piece because some of our people are hurting in ways, in emotional, social disorders, that they just don't have the capacity to build that relationship. But we get in there and we kind of dig and we fester it a little bit, and we let them see that there is a way to recalibrate through serving again. Serving with the People's Patriot Project, serving in their community stuff. Our ultimate goal is to get everyone back into their families successful, and then back into the communities successful, and then back into. So what is the People's Patriot Project? We are the shock and awe in combating the silent, invisible, and deadly enemies of our veterans and first responders. We believe in building relationships. We believe in boots on the ground. And that's, our mission is endless. Our mission doesn't have a end zone or a finish line. Our ultimate goal is, and I know everyone uses the number 22. We actually use the numbers of 17 to 75 because that's where those numbers.
That's what the number is. Yeah.
And our ultimate, if we take one now, I do this, and since we started the People's Patriot Project, and it scares me to say this because I know the day is going to come where we're going to have to swallow a jagged pill. But since we started the People's Patriot Project, we have not lost one person in the People's Patriot Project network to suicide. And it's because we have these relationships. It's because we talk about the tough stuff. It's because we're invested in the people. It's a relationship. And we have the amazing piece. Well, that's another. You'll have to ask another question to draw out the. Where have you been? What have you been doing? And oh, wait a minute. Am I running my own podcast now? No, I'm
go for it, man.
That's all right, man. Hey, and you run a good podcast, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that. We enjoy it, and we didn't realize what we were getting married to, but we stay consistent with it, and we make sure that we are there every week. In fact, we tried to give it up one Sunday. This last October, we did a 2-day event coming out of the storm with some musicians we brought. All veteran and first responder musicians came into Minnesota to do an event for us for a first responder. And then the next day, we did a ruck march for fundraiser for the People's Patriot Project. And I was out of gas. And I got up the next morning, and I looked at my director, Andrea. Do a shout out to Andrea Eichmann, Patriot Pride.
Hey, Andrea.
And I'll do a special shout out to her daughter. It's her birthday today, Faith Eichmann. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I just saw that on Facebook. I'm like, yep, Faith, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. So I looked at Andrew and I said, I'm out of gas now. By the time 6:00 comes tonight, I'm gonna be sleeping. So this is what we're gonna do. We called up our two guests. We said we're done for the day. Sorry. We'll reschedule you. And I was sawing logs, man. Michael Ledford was up here with Rollout PTSD, and he was staying with me at the time. And we went and grabbed a bite to eat, and I came home and sat down on the couch and gave him my 3 minutes. And the classic artillery guy who can sleep on the trowels, curled up in Gonzo's.
I can do that too. I love that sound. It's very cathartic. I love the bombs going off and the helicopters and your 777s. Which, by the way, have you ever fired a 777?
I am not confident I know what a 777 is.
It's like, you were a howitzer guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the 777s is like the new wave of howitzers. Like, It's supposed to be very it's not man portable, but it's a lot lighter than the 198. I don't know. I could be wrong, but they're bringing it. I heard this thing where they were bringing out this new thing called the 777. And I don't know what it is because I was a grunt. I was on the ground walking and kicking indoors. I didn't have the comfort of being 3 miles away and blowing shit up.
Well, you say 3 miles away, and you could be up to almost 30 miles away, and that's without the self-propelled. So.
And that's a click, right? 30 clicks, that's 30 miles, right?
30 clicks.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So that day, all of a sudden, someone's shaking my big toe, and they're like, you're on a live show right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I went, all of our fans had started reaching out to the rest of the admin and said, hey, where's your show? Why are you guys not up tonight? We need to have you on. And they launched the show again. And we got on there and had just kind of a good reunion type, talked about what we got done that weekend. And it was awesome. So
is your podcast video or just audio?
It is video. We stream it on Sundays, every Sunday at 1800 Central Standard Time. We got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime, and then we cut that into. We're affiliated with Adam Bird and Heroes Media Group, and he cuts that. We cut it down, put a podcast, and then he does his magic with it and throws it all over the universe. So,
yeah, Adam's he's one of our VFW members too, and he actually I don't know if you saw this on Facebook, but he's got a bourbon and he's got a gin that's at Woodbury, which is like 45 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
And he only made like 100 bottles. So, Fleek, if you're interested, I hear it's really good. I'll go down there and I'll get you a couple bottles if you want.
I would love it.
Okay.
I'm looking at that M777, and it looks like it's just a little bit under the same size as the 198s.
Okay. All right.
It's still a towed vehicle.
Good. Okay. Good to go. Hey, you guys are the howitzer guys, man. I know all about the infantry weapons that we use. I don't know anything about being a cannon cocker. Is that what you guys were called? Cannon cockers?
Cannon cocker, yeah.
Cannon cockers. That's actually kind of a cool nickname, man. Cannon cocker.
Well, they still shoot a 155, so it's 155 millimeter round still.
Yeah, we used to pass by those and get blown the hell up with those 155s, like buried in the ground and stuff like that. Man, those are big. Those are big explosions.
How heavy are they?
About 98 pounds.
Damn.
If you stand, the kind of fun thing is if you stand behind the tube and you watch, especially if you do a burst, if you watch, you can watch that thing lob out there and you can watch it fly the entire place. It's pretty crazy.
I saw them when we were at Camp Fallujah. I saw them just like sending rounds like miles away. I was like, where do they know where they're shooting? I mean, what's going on? And I was going to the bathroom. I was making a head call with my buddy because we had to go in pairs, and we were walking past where the Artie was, and it's just boom, boom, boom. I mean, it was crazy to see, man. Wow. I can't imagine what it's like to be an artillery guy.
It is truly, and we use the phrasing shock and awe because no one does, and we need to get out what we're doing. And sadly, I'm not wearing any of my branding tonight, but it is pretty awe watching a battalion, sending lead down range. It's crazy. We may have 30 guns out there just sending it down there. So,
What's the rate of fire?
I mean, you could pump once if they get you on a fire for effect. You can put out one every 20 seconds.
Whoa!
How many people does it take to man one of those?
Well, we try. So we always every year we did it as a competition. We'd see if we can have one man run it, and you can do it. But you probably have about, I think, standard with RTO and everything. You want to have 5 or 6.
How many people does it take to load that thing? Like that thing's, if the round is 100 pounds.
Yeah, so you throw it on a tray and 2 people lift the tray. You have one rammer, and then you have someone standing on the breech, and then you have someone on site.
So is that thing live as soon as you pick it up, or do you have to like pull a pin to make it live?
No, so you set the fuse. So you put the fuse on top, and whether it's a timed element or if it's on point of contact, or you set the fuse. It has to go through so many revolutions, and it's been such a long time. I don't remember all the details specifically, but you have to go through so many
That's still pretty good. So it's got to go like what 7 or 8 times, and then it arms itself. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Isn't that like a torpedo, Commander Fleek? You being the Navy guy?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the bombs do that. They have little fins on them. They have to count so many times before they're active.
Yeah, Commander Fleek here was on the greatest the greatest carrier, the greatest warship in America, the USS Carl Vinson.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. First time I ever saw.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's all good. First time I ever saw a Tomcat at a catapult, full afterburners just sitting there, man. I was in total awe, and I immediately fell in love with the United States Navy at that point. It's amazing. Sure.
Well, I think there's a lot of times where, that's the exciting parts of my service was it was all fun for me because I got to learn around every corner. And if you get to travel and if you get to move around and not just learn your job, other people take you under your wing or their wing, and you could go and you could learn any job that you really wanted to learn, whether they seat you in one that's probably not going to happen. But
no, just not in the Marine Corps. Not in the Marine Corps. Yeah. I didn't. They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me go to any school. They're like, you're going to fill sandbags, you're going to do post, and you're going to do patrol, and that's it. That's all you're going to do, and that's all I did for 4 years.
Well, you screwed up because you had a.
I know.
Hey, that's going in, man.
Because I drank in Iraq in 2005. They gave it to me. All right, they're like, you're going to be stuck here forever.
Yeah, but you for 4 years. You could have went in as an officer.
I could have, and it's funny. I was actually talking to someone about that yesterday. One of my fellow 3A guys. He's actually in our post. Hunter Stoneking. He's a cyclist up in Ohio. Hey, Hunter, what's up, bud? I was like, yeah, dude, I would have made a terrible officer. I probably would have made the wrong mistake, the wrong order, or I probably would have gotten killed by my enlisted guys. So I stayed enlisted, and I was happy with that.
Yeah. So, your People's Patriot project, what do you do to fund this? The way you're talking doesn't sound like it's cheap. What do you do to raise funds?
It's really amazing what you can get done with a few dollars. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the properties, and we don't crowdfund this. We don't go out and talk. We're in some conversations with some corporate sponsors right now, but we get grants. So we're looking at a property down in Tennessee. We want to put some pieces together down there where we can do a recalibration retreat facility for veterans and first responders, but kind of targeting the music world. And so we're working on that. But the property road in that is $5.5 million, and you can't crowdfund that. I mean, people are like, "Why do you need that?" And the truth is, why not? Why don't we need that? And,
what don't you need? Yeah.
You have no problem laying your head down on the pillows of freedom every single night, not worrying about what our brothers across the ocean are doing right now, someone kicking in your back door. No one ever stops and thinks about that piece. That came at a cost, and that's the people that we have that are out there serving, whether they're a police officer, firefighter, EMS, or served in the military. And why not have that property? And we're going to continue to push for it. But in the meantime, we do what we can with what we have for as many as we can. And we really haven't had to say no to anybody. A lot of times when they reach out to us, it ends up just being a conversation, and they just wanted to know that there was someone else on the other side of the line. Those are my favorites. I'm not going to lie, only because we get to have that conversation. We bring them into the network. They see how many people are as enthusiastic to serving the country within the network, and they just get to enjoy, okay, this is what I was missing. I was missing that camaraderie of other people who knew what my story is like. Not necessarily knew what my story is, but have been through some of the same stuff. I mean, it's not fun digging foxholes. It's not fun digging latrines. It's not fun spending time away from your family while they're eating their turkey and stuffing for the holidays, and you're getting to eat MREs. And the military does a really good job.
It's got to be Chili Mac, though. It's got to be Chili Mac.
Chili Mac, yeah. And there's some really fancy ones out there now. My kid just finished his first 4 years, and he
that's right. How's he doing, man?
He's doing really good. It's kind of funny because he's looking to go ARG here in the state of Minnesota, and he wants to go to law school and get his law degree. That transition piece is real for these young guys who from graduation to basic don't get a chance to see what real life is about. I mean, they're learning a new real life, but now all of a sudden, the bills are there. There's responsibilities. Everything's taken care of for you in the military. That basic and AIT and those first 4 years, they make sure you got a place to live, this and that. And he's learning. And food.
If you get hungry, just go to the chow hall, man.
That's called DFAC right now, which I had no clue what that was, what a DFAC was.
DFAC.
What the hell's DFAC?
He had it tough only in the fact that he went through the last 3 years there, and he really didn't get to do his job. And so that was one of the reasons why he didn't go full time, because he's a fister. He's a 13 Fox. He wants to be out there in front and throw his things and tell me where to drop my load. That's kind of weird to say that.
That was very weird. Can we rewind to say something else? Because fister and drop load in the same sentence. I mean, come on.
Fire support team. Those are the fisters. Those are the guys that go out front and say, "This is where we're going to drop the bombs." And
forward observers. How about that? That's a good one, right?
Kind of like a forward observer. Yep.
There you go.
They go with the forward observer. Yeah, that is a forward. You're right.
Sounds way better than fister, because that can be taken in so many ways.
And dropping loads.
Well, if you look at their logo, it is a hand holding a lightning bolt. So that's why they're called fisters. And
fisters. Yeah, it's better than it sounds better than the Rockasons. All right, so I guess fisters. But then if Robert Hunt, our judge advocate for the VFW, if he hears that, he's probably going to call me up because Rockasons are like gods in the Army. So God bless the Rockasons.
Is anything like a Mama San?
It's dude, it's they have the Tory sign. Like Robert's got a Tory sign on his scapula right here, and I guess they're as like wild and crazy as United States Marine grunts, like as us. Like we like to play with sticks and fire and bullets, and Rockasans, they like to do that too. And so we're like the bad boys of the military, rock sons, and then every single Marine.
Oh man. So I'm going to share a screen up on the page, and Mark, I need you to explain what's going on here.
All right.
So
Ooh.
we have a donation page here. So
Oh yeah, I saw that today.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna let everyone know we're under construction right now, but this works. It's all gonna be primarily pretty much the same. Well, let's do a little quick shout out because I know you guys are working with it. So we'll talk about Chris Nobles in Simplify Design, who's going out there and tearing it up in the web page world. He's
awesome.
going in and he's reconstructing our website. But this is our donation page right here, mainly through Venmo. The GoFundMe is kind of a dead site. We haven't ran a GoFundMe for a while. But this is where, if you're interested in helping the People's Patriot Project and making one of our missions come to life, whether it is a recalibration weekend or we do a Christmas family experience, we've given away a car. We didn't think we would be able to give away a car. Guy said, "Hey, I got a son. He's got a heart condition. Our car blew up. What can you do to help us?" And I'm like, I can't give you a car, brother. I can't do it. We reached into our network and we found a guy that was literally willing to donate a vehicle that was less than 10 years old to us. It was a Dodge Avenger.
Wow.
Clean as can be. And so this veteran who had recently had a heart attack and a stroke could get his son to his heart doctor. So we don't ever overpromise and underdeliver. Sadly, every once in a while we do have to vet the processes a little bit sometimes. And we had a brother reach out to us recently, and it's really tough. He kind of threw some shade on our page about how we didn't help him. Well, he couldn't answer some of the questions we were asking, and the communication stopped. And as long as you stick with us and give us, and I'm not gonna. One of the things that I hate is creating yellow tape for someone who's in crisis. That's not what we're trying to do. Right. You do have to answer some of the basic questions, and the reality is we would help anyone that came and asked us. It's not just about veterans and first responders. We focus on veterans and first responders, but we would help anyone that came to us if we had the means and the resources to do it.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, that brings, I mean, you always got to vet people, always.
For sure.
And we found out in Tennessee, I mean, there's been a couple cases where somebody wasn't properly vetted and chaos ensued after that. But like, you're going to, helping all these people, you're going to find people that got through the cracks, you're going to find it, and it's going to happen, and you're going to have to roll with it and then keep on doing the mission.
Yep. And that's where we're at. And our director had some, and we don't get into the Facebook fights and we don't get into the trolls and stuff. And we just we do what we can with what we have, and we don't shut them out the door. Come back to us, have the conversation again, and we'll help work with you. But we're not going to tear each. A big part of what we do, and you'll hear it on our podcast, is our messaging. We don't buy into the negativity. We don't buy into, our world is dealing with so much negative stuff. No, get up, put your boots on, get your butt out the door, eat what you need to eat, drink what you need to drink, and go live life and be merry.
Amen.
We've got too many people that are, again, pulling the plow. I keep saying that every once in a while. Don't hold us back. We're gonna go get these people, and that's what we need to do.
How do we find your podcast?
Yeah, so it's real simple. We Got Your 6 at 6. You type that in usually in Google, and it'll come up. Or you can come to any of our Facebook pages. There is a Facebook page called We Got Your 6 at 6. We also have our that's our podcast. I was going to say we also have WP3 Radio, which is a veteran exclusive and first responder exclusive radio station. When you can watch our podcast on the weekend, we have a boots on the ground organization that comes on. and I like to say always, but we don't always because it's hard to find sometimes. But there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of musicians, but we bring one of them on as well. This weekend, just so you know, Fred Lewis from Gold Rush is going to be on our show with
Nice.
Mr. Chamberlain. Yeah, we're really excited about that.
Wow. Isn't Tony Turner one of your musicians?
Yep. Tony Turner's part of the WP3 network. Absolutely.
Yeah, Tony, he's one of our VFW members too. God bless him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing good. He's doing good. He sounds great.
He's heading down the right track, and hopefully we can keep him rolling and doing what he needs to do. And he's working on some stuff, and we'll get him taken care of.
Hell yeah.
That's good,
man.
man.
How'd you get started in this nonprofit? Are you the founder?
I am the founder. And it was back to that earlier story.
I am the founder.
Yeah.
He's the Godfather. He's the Godfather.
Yeah.
So one of the things I never wanted to do was be a face of this thing because, I mean, I'm just but a number of a lot of people that serve. And I want people to remember, and again, we can get into the conversation about, a combat veteran versus non-combat veteran and everything. I'm not necessarily proud I'm not a combat veteran, but it wasn't in my cards. And so I'm not, right. I don't lay in bed licking my wounds at night saying, oh man, I didn't get to throw lead. I wish I had that chance, but it didn't happen for me. It is what it is. And I saw Andrew raise his eyebrows. A lot of people, be careful what you ask for. And
yeah, man, I almost died twice, and I'm like, I'm thankful to be alive. I should have died in 2006.
I get it.
But no, I didn't mean to raise my eyebrows, but it's just
But that's the real conversation. Is like, hey, fool, you don't want to be in the middle of that stuff, and I totally get it. It's something that I wanted. It's something that I believed in. It's something that I would have done. It wasn't in my cards, but it doesn't stop the fact. And that's, again, back to the People's Patriot Project. That's what that organization is about, giving people the opportunity to continue to serve. Serve our brothers and sisters that may find a struggle right now. I'm really quick to make sure to let everyone know, not every one of our brothers and sisters are hurt, broken, or,
right.
We have a couple. We have some. We have some that haven't found their way all the way home, and that is what we're trying to get done. And that's our mission. I don't want to be the face of this. Am I enjoying? I'm enjoying everything that we do. Just back to my service. I enjoyed every opportunity that I had as a firefighter and as enlisted in the military. I'm enjoying everything we're doing here. I'm getting to meet great people. I'm very selfish in this matter, only in the fact, but I also get very excited when I hear the phone conversation or get the text or get the message that says, hey, you saved my life, man. We heard this message, or you sat on the phone with me that one night from 1 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the morning, and no one else has invested that into me. Thank you and those are,
yeah.
Do I want to do that every single day? I don't want to do it every single day, but I am here. I would rather hear your story than to read your obituary, and that's the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
I've had people reach out to me, and people I don't even know on, Facebook Messenger or whatever, saying, "Hey, thanks for that story that I heard on TSP. Had a very similar story, and it really made my day hearing that." So that's kind of what we do here. Our goal is to save a soul. Every episode is to save a soul.
I love it.
And the reason why I ask you about your nonprofit is because January 14th, my nonprofit went live. And so I'm always looking for tips and pointers.
Yes, always.
My tips and pointer is we have to do it together. And that's the biggest piece that I put out there. There's roughly 40,000 nonprofits in the United States that are veteran and first responder tagged. And I don't think 10% of those organizations are doing the work, to be honest with you. So I aggressively say we're here to cut the fluff as well. So if you're not here to help, come join us, or stop telling people you're there to help. And
get out of the way. Yeah.
Get out of the way. Our veterans, and I have this conversation often, and when they call me and they're, oh my gosh, you answered the call. I'm like, well, that's just what we do, man. We try to take care of you. And they're like, I called this organization, this organization, this organization. No one's returned my phone call. No one has returned my email. I got a postcard from these guys, but that didn't do squat. I got a certificate from this group, and that didn't do squat. I'm on a mailing list for when our brothers and sisters take the time to reach out. They're in crisis. They're in crisis now. They need 100%. Answers.
Yes.
And if I don't have the answer, I find the answer. And we don't do referrals. So back to kind of our mission again. Yeah. Boots on the ground, build relationships. I never hand anyone a phone number, an email, or a web page to go find their path. I call up the next person in that area. If I know someone from Tennessee or Nashville is out there, I'm like, hey, man, I know Andrew Farrer. And I'll call Andrew up and I'll say, Andrew, I got Tom here. Tom is struggling in this area. What can we do to work together? What resources can I send down to help support this? We have had a ton of success with affiliating with other organizations.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
We're in the process of building the next step, which invites all those organizations to work together. And that's a tough piece because we have a bunch of very strong personality individuals that want to do it their way.
Right.
And I guess I can be probably part of that strong personality that wants it done my way, but have the conversation, be real. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not about me or Andrew. It's about how did we help and serve that person in need.
No, I totally know what you're talking about, man. I still am maybe a little bit of that alpha, and it's better if we work together, and discuss our ideas and see what works and what doesn't. Because I was doing it the wrong way, and a light bulb clicked, and I was like, shit. You know what? We can't fight anymore. We have to come together and we have to be amicable to each other, and we can't step on each other's toes and this, and we gotta, and come together as a group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I know a lot of people like to use the phrasing and the terms of toolbox, and we use tackle box because it's very specific, but there's a different tackle for every fish that is out there. And like even on our podcast, when we bring in, we've got Luna Murda, which is a screamer band. And I'm not a screamer band guy, but I know that there are people in our world, veterans and first responders. I mean, if you ever watched Hurt Locker, I mean, I get it's a movie, but that's the personality. And so we make sure that we bring in every kind. Last weekend, we had the walking tenor, Jesus Hernandez on. He's an opera singer. And I'm not an opera guy, but this guy is like for real.
I love opera, by the way. Love it.
If you've not heard the walking tenor, you need to check him out because
I'll check him out.
Phenomenal. And we're going to work some really cool collabs with him and maybe a Shannon book along the way and get some rockers with the opera guy together.
I'm more of a Mozart, Pantera, like that, like from Mozart to Pantera, like in everything in between. And I'm like a Pavarotti guy. So I definitely want to listen to this guy. Yeah. Sorry, Pavarotti was a very famous opera singer, Commander Flake, if you didn't know. Okay. Hey, I know.
That big a swine, buddy.
Hey, some people don't know who Placido Domingo is, or Pavarotti, or Carreras, and those are like the big three tenors, and that was a huge thing in the '90s. And God rest Pavarotti's soul, that big beautiful bastard.
You tried to convince me at the beginning that someone else deserves the accolade of Godfather, but if you keep spitting like this, man, I'm gonna have no choice.
No, dude. Listen. I just, I didn't even score good on my. I said it. I didn't score good on my SATs. I didn't go to college, and then I enlisted in the Marine Corps. After 3 years of working in the real world, like, because at college they taught me how to write a resume and this, and I worked at I shilled paint for 3.5 years in Naples, Florida. And then I enlisted in Naples, went to the Miami MEPS, boom, boot camp, School of Infantry.
Hey, listen, Andrew talks a big game. He has a bachelor's degree, joined the Marines. He's a combat Marine, Purple Heart. He's a chaplain. He's got
a master's. I have an MBA too.
Yeah, he's got a master's degree, and he's back in school again.
And I'm back in school.
Don't let him fool you.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff.
I know he's not.
There's a lot of stuff that I need to learn, especially when it comes to the VFW, because there is so much stuff. I mean, I'm learning new stuff like every day. I read that bylaw book, and I go on the webpage, and there's so much stuff that we can do for veterans, and that's why I'm so passionate about the VFW. I mean, I was with IW for like 3.5 years, Irreverent Warriors, which is still a great organization. They bring veterans together using humor and camaraderie to improve mental health and prevent veteran suicide. It's great. I did it for years. I did 17 hikes with those guys. And I'm doing 5 in Tennessee. I think we got one in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure there's one in Minnesota. I know Commander Fleek, there's one up in Michigan that I want to go to with him.
Yeah.
But IW, they do a lot. They do a lot. But I just, because I was a state chaplain, I wanted to concentrate on being a chaplain and being the spiritual guide and helping people and in the VFW, which we have 1.5 million members worldwide. And I'm actually trying to go for Southern Conference chaplain. Eventually, I want to be a national chaplain, but that's going to be 20 years down the road, maybe 30. I don't know. But that's all I am. I just want to help veterans, and I was really honored when Fleek asked me to come on this podcast and co-host with him. Because I don't know if you know this, Mark, but 3.5 years ago, I did my first podcast. Excuse me. I got dip coming up like all over my tongue.
Freaking jarheads, man.
Yeah. 3.5 years ago, I did my first podcast with Travis Parrington, Oscar Mike Radio, who is now a member of Heroes Media Group.
Absolutely.
And he kind of got me in a way where I'm like not scared to talk anymore. I used to be frightened. I was terrified of public speaking. I mean, I took it in college and I got a C+ in interpersonal communication.
I'm having a hard time.
But I was drinking like every single day at Rollins College because it's a damn country club. If you've ever been down to Orlando or Winter Park, we have a pool in the middle of campus. I mean, I would go there and drink and try to study, and I squeaked out of that and took my first job in Marine Corps. But now, I mean, I'm thanks to you guys, Mark especially, and Commander Fleek and Travis and Adam Bird and all those guys. Like, I'm here today, and I'm able to talk to you guys like it's normal.
That's
like before, I was scared and shitless to talk to people.
I'm having a hard time believing this story. Just so you know, June 28th is the Irreverent Warrior March or Ruck-In Silky's March here in Minnesota. So
that's what. You pulled up the 90 hikes, didn't you?
I follow. I want to make sure that we're in their network and that we're talking.
Yeah. We got the 5 in Tennessee. We got Clarksville. We got Knoxville. We got Chattanooga. We got Nashville. We got Memphis. We got one in Lexington, Kentucky. That's a brand new one. John Matlock, a second LAR guy. He's got one in Birmingham.
Crazy.
So that's going to be pretty good. And Normandy and Guam and Hawaii and Alaska. I'm sorry, Donnie O'Malley. I'm sorry. I'm doing a big pitch for Irreverent Warriors right now. So Donnie, don't hate me. I still love you, man.
I thought I could get a little time tonight, but I guess we'll just go with what you're doing.
Mark, you need to give Donnie a call, man. I have his contact info if you want.
Well,
Who am I calling?
Donnie O'Malley. He's the founder of the Rebel Warriors. Vet TV, if you've ever watched it.
Yep. So
That's him.
We have a couple conversations going, and there's new directors and new I can't say founders, but yeah, I'm willing to have a conversation with everyone.
Yeah, you got to talk to Cindy. You got to talk to Nate.
Cindy,
those guys are. Yeah, and you probably are already talking to them.
Andrea's talking to Cindy.
To who?
Andrea's talking to Cindy.
Okay, good to go.
Yeah, she used to be part of the crew down in Texas,
Florida?
down in Round Rock, and now she's
she's part of the Round Rock people.
Yeah.
Oh man, they have 8. They have like 8 hikes in Texas and Round Rock.
Well,
and Jerry Neal, if he's watching this, he's gonna hate it. But I'm like, Round Rock was awesome. Like Jerry does Dallas, but Round Rock was that's a great hike right there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Detroit one.
It's gonna be fun, man. We'll do a road trip, Commander Fleet. We'll go up there. Yeah. We'll go to the pre-hike party. We'll do the hike, and then we'll do the post-hike, and then we'll bounce.
Yeah, Detroit.
How long is that drive?
It's like 9 hours.
Oh, it's like going to Savannah. Okay, easy.
I don't know. Savannah's closer to 9 hours.
That's 7. Actually, I can do Savannah in 7 hours and 45 minutes from here at Murfreesboro, and I did it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the road trip to Detroit is fun from Middle Tennessee until you hit Ohio, and then it's like, oh Jesus, man, how do people live in this state?
Is it? Well, you just take 75 all the way up, right?
Well, you take was it 65 up until Louisville, and then from Louisville you head over to the east to then you run into 75, then 75 straight up. You don't really hit 75 until you hit Cincinnati, basically just south of Cincinnati.
All right. Well, when we're in Cincinnati, we will stop and we will have Skyline chili on me because I am really craving some Skyline chili right now.
Well, if we go to Detroit, I'm going to turn you on to some Detroit chili, man. It'll change your life.
Really? Okay. All right. It's on.
Oh, you guys, come on.
Hey,
chili is on the Wyoming and probably Texas. That's where you get chili.
No. Texas has a lot of they have too many accolades. They don't need any more. They got they think their brisket is best. They think their barbecue is best. No, we're not giving that to Texas.
Well, the chili in Detroit's on a hot dog. A Coney dog will change your life, man.
Oh, sure. God, ooh, that sounds good.
Freaking awesome. Coney dogs and Detroit style pizza, man. It's the best ever.
There's a style of pizza called Detroit style.
Well, it's Michigan style pizza, yes, and it is different.
What is it, cut like in little squares or something? Or
it is a square to begin with, just so you know.
Yes.
And it's kind of like a deep dish pan, but it's all about seasoning the edges and having the melted cheese.
Okay. All right. Hey, you only live once, right? So I got to try it.
It's good stuff, man.
I'm looking forward to that. And I think they're having a pre-hike party at a VFW.
Do you know which one by chance?
I will find out for you. I just saw it on Facebook like an hour ago, and I will send you that information, sir.
Yeah, I'm actually from Dearborn, so Dearborn actually is we border Detroit.
And that was, that's where you came into all these VSOs was Dearborn, Michigan, right, Commander?
Yes, that's correct. Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Been doing it for about 25 years now.
Well, that's His VFW membership number begins with like 2.
I'm not that old.
Well, hey, Mark, me and Jesus will take care of you VFW style. So look out for your mail. In about 2 weeks, you'll be getting a little present from us. So.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to the tribe.
Welcome to the tribe. And that's what we were talking about. That's what these veterans need, is a tribe to find their passion, to come in of like-minded people, and then they can, they can go out and do their thing.
We believe in Patriot Nation, and so the
Yes.
tribe's same thing. And I'm not going to get into this dance of defending the word patriot, and that's been a piece that it's kind of been in our news a little bit lately. But it's real. It's who we are.
Yeah.
It's what we do. It's in our blood. It's in our soul. That's in our makeup. And so,
yeah.
Hey, Mark, you said you were a history teacher, right? For a little bit.
Don't test me now. Gosh dang it.
No. This is like fun facts from Andrew, because I was a classical studies major, but this has nothing to do with that. But hopefully, I've already put in my application, and they already took my money. So I will be hopefully Sons of American Revolution in about 2 months.
Okay.
And this is a fun history fact that I want to tell you. I've got, on my mom's side, I've got a captain who fought under Colonel Washington in North Carolina. And then on my dad's side, I got a private in the Massachusetts militia on that side. So, like, I got two parts of my family fought for this nation back then, which was
cool.
crazy.
That's very cool.
All right,
Sorry.
we're almost at an hour. So before we shut down, I just want to say a couple things. We don't really get into politics on this show, but I want to give a shout out to the Ukrainian people.
Yeah.
Our hearts are with you. God bless you guys. Also, like I said, I have a nonprofit now. It's, the nonprofit's Minutes Wisely. And under Minutes Wisely, I have 2 podcasts, the Nosebleeds Report, which is sports, TSP, which is all veterans. One supports youth sports. All the money goes to sponsorship for youth sports. And the TSP goes to helping veterans. Like I said, we're brand new, January 14th. And just in that time, I've already, not just me, we've already sponsored a Little League team. So our logo will be on a jerseys of Little Leagues this year. And I have my first project for TSP. I build yard signs, and they're like shadows of, Iwo Jima. And I have a guy that my boss just reached out to me. He's in town this week. He's lives in Kentucky, but he reached out to me, and he's got a guy that is in a bad way. He's a veteran, and he was in the Army, and he asked if I could do one of these yard signs for him. And he just found out that he has spots on his lungs, so his project just moved up to the top. So I'm gonna try to knock that out and make a road trip up to Kentucky and put a big old yard sign.
That's awesome. Well, if you need help, Commander, let me know.
Yeah, I probably will need help. I'll reach out to some people.
Okay.
But we got some great things coming on. And so I don't have a website yet, but you can check us out at TSP The Scuttlebutt, and also Nosebleeds Report podcast. And also make sure you check out Mark and support his great organization also.
Thank you very much.
And a shout out to Proven Valor Professionals and Jeffrey Sabins, our sponsor, our friend, our comrade. Thanks, Jeff, for everything that you do. Check out Proven Valor Professionals whenever you can.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys.
Hey, thanks, Commander. Hey, Mark, good seeing you, man. I'll send you some info on the Operation TP Pyramid, all right?
Awesome.
All right, man.
See you guys.